So what actually makes a food healthy? The word gets tossed around all the time. You'll hear people say like potatoes are bad, carbs are unhealthy, this new superfood is the healthiest thing ever. But let's strip it down to what actually matters. Typically, you'll hear us say whole food choices. What does that even mean? A whole food is basically something that's close to its natural form. Food from the earth, food that once had a pulse, meats, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, eggs, tubers. This is like potatoes or sweet potatoes. These foods are typically nutrient dense, which means they have vitamins, minerals, fiber, protein, satiating, meaning they'll keep you fuller longer. They're harder to overeat. It's hard to overeat 2 baked potatoes, but you could crush a whole bag of chips without even realizing it, which are potatoes. Whole foods slow down digestion. They give their body what it actually needs and typically have a better ratio of nutrients to calories. And so the kind of opposite of that is highly processed foods. Why are these problematic and what does that mean? These are typically foods that have been refined, stripped of fiber, packed with added sugars, seed oils, flavoring, salt, and just engineered to light up your taste buds. And so why are they so easy to overeat? Because they're designed to be. The right mix of fat, sugar, salt just hits your dopamine system and it just makes you want more. That's why it's so easy to eat 500 calories of chips without thinking, but eating 500 calories of plain boiled potatoes is difficult. Again, the same food. So when people say these highly processed foods are unhealthy, it's typically because they're calorie dense but nutrient poor. Hyperpalatable, which means they are just so darn tasty, they override our natural hunger cues, and they're easy to overconsume. This drives up weight gain, metabolic issues, and again, I've brought the potato a couple times. A plain baked potato or sweet potato is incredibly nutrient dense. It's full of potassium, vitamin C, fiber, complex carbohydrates, and extremely satiating. It's one of the most filling foods, and so it can fill you up for relatively few calories. But now let's take this same potato, let's slice it up, let's fry it in some oil, we'll dust it, we'll salt, we'll package it, we'll throw some preservatives in there, and now it's potato chips. And now you've transformed something into calorie dense, nutrient poor, and engineered to make you eat more than what you planned. Same starting ingredient, 2 totally different outcomes. That's the difference between healthy and unhealthy. Calories, macros, micros, the big picture. Calories control your weight, too many and you'll gain, too few and you lose. Macros, which is protein, carbs, and fat, shape how you look. Protein supports muscle, carbs fuel training, fats support hormones. And micronutrients, these are vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. They determine how you feel. Energy levels, recovery, immunity, mood, all ties back to nutrient density. Whole foods typically check all 3 boxes. Ultra-processed foods typically just give you calories. So to close, what makes a food healthy? It's not whether it's trendy, low carb, or has a fancy label. It's whether it provides nutrients, supports satiety, fits into your lifestyle without driving over consumption. Whole foods, check those boxes. Ultra-processed foods typically don't. Don't fear real foods like potatoes or sweet potatoes. Fear what happens when they're stripped, fried, packaged, and engineered to make you overeat. And remember, calories control your weight, macros determine how you look, micronutrients determine how you feel. And that's what really makes a food healthy.